Hi everyone, thanks a lot for being here today. I'm pretty pumped about this video. We're going to be using a lot of M Cosmetics as I'm going to be trying out the M Cosmetics The Masterpiece Collection. And this is something that I fairly recently received in PR. I have been playing with it. It is a beautiful collection made up of a couple of different face products, two different 6-pan eye palettes, and a couple of lip colors as well. So I have really been enjoying this. The little catchphrase for this collection is reimagine the power of neutrals, and it is inspired by the world of timeless art. And I think it's a really lovely collection. If you like neutral looks, obviously this is going to be right in your wheelhouse, but I do think that some very good choices were made in the textures and the formulas. It's just a really pretty collection. But in addition to that, I'm going to be using some other M Cosmetics things as I put together my whole look, because I don't have anything on my face right now. So what they have as a foundation-y product is their Daydream Cushion SPF Cushion Foundation. This does have SPF 50 in it. I've reviewed this in the past, so if you want something more in-depth, you can probably refer back to that. But what we have in here is a cushion that's saturated with a very thin, lightweight coverage product. And what's neat about this is this actually provides a beautiful amount of coverage on the skin, and one of my favorite ways to apply it has been using this kind of like Artiste dupe brush by Real Techniques, and I kind of just push it in there a little bit and then I go on with the product, and I always feel like, wow, this really stretches it in terms of the coverage, and you just get a really even look, yet this feels so super light on the skin. So I'm just going to get my coverage here from this. Now, M Cosmetics does not have a concealer right now, but I was watching a Michelle Phan video recently. She's the creator of M Cosmetics, and she said she was using a prototype of a concealer, so that may be coming before long. But one thing that I've always loved about M Cosmetics is how thoughtful their products seem to be. They don't go launching a ton of different things all the time, like boom, boom, boom really fast. I feel like everything that is launched is very like on purpose and very high quality. It's just a brand that I like to support. And so many of the formulas, outside of maybe, I don't know, the mascara I wasn't super wowed by in this line. I actually don't still have that, but they have made so many beautiful like different lip products, liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, liquid blushes, you name it. They've created a really great version of it. So here I am, I'm just taking that all around. You can see that the skin is glowing, but it's overall really evened out, and it feels really light. It doesn't feel too sticky. I'm really pleased with this product, and I have that extra SPF going on. It does come with this, and this is actually pretty decent in terms of like an included applicator, but I've liked it really just with a brush dabbed in. And next up for concealer, I'm just going to grab out my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Peach, and we will use this around the eye. All of our usual places. I wanted to use more of a hydrating concealer because I thought it would really keep with the texture of the foundation as well, just kind of that glowy hydrated look. There we are, all blended in with the concealer. I am going to set this a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of my Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder and just go into that with my small tapered brush and lightly set my T-zone. I wonder if a powder will be coming as well when the concealer comes out. I'm sure they do a powder really nicely. So how has the weekend been, everyone? Have you gotten out in the snow if you've had any? We have, and I'm just amazed by the amount of time it takes to get 3 kids dressed and out the door to play in that snow, but we did it multiple times. It's not that like my girls can't get themselves dressed, but a lot of times it's just like, okay, where was that hat? Where did you leave your mittens last time? Blah, blah, blah. It's rounding up all the materials. We are nice and lightly set, but I still feel like we've got some radiance all over the skin. Then I'm going to be using, for a little contour, we are not into the new collection just yet, but for my contour, I'm going to be using my So Soft stick in Terra. This is my favorite cream contour. I love it so much. There's nothing easier out there to blend and work with on the skin. I'm convinced of it. This is just tops in terms of formula, pigmentation, ease of use. Put it on there. You can blend this out with a beauty blender. I played with that a little bit yesterday, and it was just super easy. But right now I'm using my Sephora 56 brush. I'm just using a little circular motion there. The tone is just amazing, and you just don't have to work hard at it at all. And they're cream blush sticks, which you won't see me using one of those today because they do have a blushy product in their new line. But the blush sticks are just as phenomenal in this So Soft range. They just completely nailed it. And beautiful shades too. There is another shade of this contour that's a little bit more like Warm and Sunny. Reminds me more of the bronzer, whereas this is more like the contour. But oh, I love the way that blends in. So M Cosmetics has a line of products called Heaven's Glow, and they're blushes that have kind of some illumination. They look sort of like baked blushes. On the website, they call these a true glow from within blush that diffuses and blurs the skin. So they do have that glowy effect that's in a really natural way, not like super duper shimmery. And we have a couple of things in the new collection. We have the blush in Rococo, and by the way, the overall packaging is just so muted and subtle and pretty. But the deeper one here is called Rococo, and this is going to be like your really dusty neutral shade. Like, it's so hard to determine by just a swatch what that is going to be, but I swear it's a really pretty kind of neutral blush. And then Baroque is going to be, this for me functions more like a highlight, like a soft all over glow. The shimmer in these is very soft and subtle. But beautiful compacts here. They come with a mirror. They have magnetic closures. They just feel super luxurious. So I'm going to take Rococo for the blush, get a little bit on there, and I think you'll be able to see what I mean. Like, it's very hard to describe in an opaque finger swatch. Like, that doesn't tell you anything about the way it's going to look on the cheeks. It shears out, you can see some rosiness, but still like a neutral quality. I'm nuts about this. I love the blush. And it's kind of like there's two different collections. This is representative of the soft neutrals and the sultry neutrals, okay? There is an eyeshadow and a lip color that go with this collection, and an eyeshadow and lip that go with this one. So it's super duper pretty, very subtle on any sort of shimmer there. I'd almost call them more of a satiny finish. And then Baroque, this one, like I said, is functioning more for me like a highlight. It's softer. Any glow that I get from it is pretty subtle, but it's just the lightness of the product. I don't feel like it functions as much as a blush for me, not nearly the way the other one does. But even applying both of those to the skin, the end result is soft glow, soft, gentle sheen. And now I'm going to set this. I'm going to use my Glossier Soothing Face Mist. Love that smell. Next, I'm going to just fill in my brows with a not new product. Here they have the Fine Liner Brow Pencil, and I'm wearing it in Deep Taupe. And while this is a really nice little brow pencil, in terms of just how good so many things are from this line, it probably wouldn't rank as like, oh, this is a must try from M Cosmetics, just because there's so many good other brow pencils out there, you know what I'm saying? This has a teensy little oval tip, which I don't really notice a big, like, wow, that makes a huge difference to me whether it's rounded or oval. Doesn't really matter. It's just operating a lot like the, you know, any of the fine tipped brow pencils that are out there. The tone is absolutely great for someone who's not wanting too much warmth in their fill-in. But it's easy to apply. It's a nice texture. Not too hard, not too soft. Most definitely not difficult to apply. And then I remember loving these, but I think I'm about out of this one, so I need to get a new one. It's their brow cream. It has a really fine little brush here, and I have this in taupe, and it just like lifts the brows up in a really fine way, kind of fluffs them up, helps them stay in place. Yeah, I definitely need a new one of these because there's not hardly anything left. But certainly happy with how the brows turned out. I mean, those are two really good, solid brow products. Then I'm going to apply my Old Faithful eyeshadow primer here. And by the way, I'm so happy with the way the skin's looking right now. I feel like I have a glow, but the makeup feels light as air. And the glow doesn't seem like super put on, you know, it just seems natural. I feel like the blush was a perfect companion to this corduroy shirt jacket shacket that I have on. So we have these two different eyeshadow palettes. The packaging is really cute and they've stayed with the same format that they've used for past eyeshadow palettes, but one's a little lighter, one's a little deeper. They both have like a matte and shimmer mix in them, and I've worn them both and have loved the looks I've gotten from both of them. This one's called Rodin, that's the lighter of the two, and this one is Da Vinci, the deeper. I'm probably going to use the deeper today just because that's the one I have a little less experience with, but they're both matte and shimmer mixes. If you look over at this one, we can see we've got a couple of pretty like statement shimmers, a softer shimmer, and 3 mattes. And it kind of follows the same pattern over here. We've got our 3 mattes on the bottom, 2 more bold shimmers here, and then like a satin finish right there. The textures of the eyeshadows are so good. I feel like maybe in terms of all the different things M Cosmetics has made, eyeshadows have been great, but I probably haven't raved on them as much as some of the other products in the line. But they really have done some pretty little 6-pan palettes, and it's not intimidating, you know, very manageable little selection of shades. I just went into this satin finish color because I wanted to try that in my crease. So pretty, wow. That dusty rose, hint of terracotta in there, that's so nice. Just a really effortless blend there. I could see just something lighter popped on the lid at this point, and you just walk away with a very natural, soft, and easy eye out of this palette. But we are going to go deeper. I'm going to go to this center shade in the bottom. It looks like a deep warm brown. And I'm just going to add that not so much up high, kind of the way the other one was, but really down into the crease. The thing I like about this collection is, you know, they went with kind of a lighter side and a deeper side, and I still feel like both are super wearable for anyone. There's enough pigment and intensity and everything for it all to have an impact on various skin tones. You don't have to feel pigeonholed into this is the light collection, this is the dark collection, and that is what you must follow. You know, you can really stop and look at it and think about it and see what you might like best and really just base it fully on your preference. So I started here with the satin finish in the crease, and then I deepened it up a little bit here, and now I want to play with some of my darkest shade here, which is a really cool dark brown. I also need some coffee. Okay, so my flat brush from Morphe, gonna dip into that matte brown, and this is so pretty in contrast with those other shades. I feel like I get a little kind of warm, slightly rosiness out of what was just in the crease, and then this cool brown comes in and really like plays off of it and has some intensity. You can also just flip your brush over, stick it in the crease, that nice color applied. Oh, I'm loving that, guys. Loving it. And then I'm going to go back to my original crease brush, which was my Profusion crease brush, by the way. And I can just kind of blend it even further, soften it out even more. M Cosmetics also has some really pretty, like, sort of like cream textured, very boldly shimmery singles. And those can be pretty, like, placed in different ways, like spotlighting your look, spotlighting center of your lid or inner corner or something like that. Really pretty accent shades. They're not part of this collection, but I'm just letting you know they're out there. I think they came out around the same time as the So Soft blushes and bronzers, which absolutely took me over. So maybe I had a hard time paying attention to anything else. Okay, so we've built up this beautiful, just environment for the eyeshadow. Now we've got the dark, we've got the mid-tones in there. Now I would like to work in both of the shimmers that we have. So we've got this one that looks kind of like an old gold. You know what I mean? You know what I mean when I say old gold? Not a really yellowy, brassy gold. That's nice. And nothing in here has any kind of weird texture. You know, it's just what you would expect for a shimmery eyeshadow. Just let that gently overlap my darker shade, and I feel like I've got a really pretty gleam on the lids now, but I want to move in to this shimmer. And that's just your, like, turning the lights on, a little bit of brightness right in here. It's a little cooler. It's got a little more pink in it, although it's not like pinky, you know what I'm saying. Super pretty. I feel like I left one, yeah, I left one shade out. I didn't use that. I think I'll work in a little bit of that right up here. That shade really adds the warmth to this look. So you could choose to not use it and stay slightly more cool looking, but it's pretty. I like a little warmth, so. I'm practically taking that all the way up to my eyebrow. And now might be a time that you want to grab for a brush that's pretty bare and just make sure all those edges are nicely blended out. Boom. Then I'm going to take my small pointed brush, go into my deepest brown, and also create a bit of a lower lash line here. I think M Cosmetics should be super proud of this collection because it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's wearable for everyone. I think some of these things could become such everyday staples for people, and the quality is just so good. This brand just makes makeup easy, but yet it still feels glamorous. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes there are brands that are all about making makeup easy and they just don't have a glam vibe at all. And this still feels like, I don't know, really special makeup. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, I'm gonna use my illustrative liner. This is not in the collection, but just their brush tip eyeliner that they've had for a long time in black. This mirror was borrowed from my makeup room over the weekend because the girls needed a magic mirror for something they were acting out. I'm like, sure, you can use it, just make sure it gets back up there. So I'm giving myself a little wing just because it's so darn easy with this. This is a beautiful brush tip eyeliner, you guys. Great staying power, great intensity. The thing is drugstore brands have kind of caught up on this, and you can go to Wet n Wild Breakup Proof or NYX Epic Ink, spend a little less, you know, if you're like, I need to get the eyeshadow palette, I need to get the blush, but I'm not gonna go and buy brow products and eyeliners from this brand. I can understand picking and choosing where you spend your money. So many things are so good, but you may not necessarily be wanting to buy it all or all at once. And I am wanting to come in with my angled brush in the dark brown and just kind of like go under a bit right here. It just immediately makes everything flow, like with my eye shape and all, just having that line. I'm going directly under the wing with just a little dark brown shadow and helping it come in with my lower lash line a little more, okay? No big whoop. Next I'm going to throw on some mascara. I don't still have my M Cosmetics mascara, but it was okay for me. It was a tubing formula, which is nice because you don't really worry about the smudging, but it's more of a natural look on the lashes. If I still had it, I would put it on for you, but I don't. So I'm just going to throw on what I have, top and bottom lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my finished eye with mascara on top and bottom. And then we have two lip products. One follows the deeper collection, one with the lighter. This is their lip cushion tinted lip luminizer, and these are like the original click up product. The actual stick of lip color comes up just a little bit higher than the plastic barrier, and then it practically fully just melts down on the lips. With any shade I've used of this, I've always mentally compared them to those Tarte Maracuja Juicy lip colors, and as a whole the M Cosmetics are less sheer than those, and I feel like they just deposit more like true lip color on as opposed to being more balmy. These are really moisturizing, don't get me wrong, but those have never offered as much color as these, but this particular shade is really, really soft here. This is the one called Mona Lisa. This is the one from the Soft Neutrals collection, and it is a really soft, easy nude that's not too warm, not super peachy. It's a little bit cool. I think it's very wearable and easy, but my heart is with the deeper one. Just wait. These have a thickness but not a goopiness to them. They just feel absolutely luxurious on the lips. Just complete 100% luxury. Okay, so this other shade is called Van Gogh. So you're gonna click it up. That product comes up slightly past your tube. Look at this shade and tell me I didn't wear the perfect outfit to go with it. The shine, beautiful shine. But the neat thing is that that color completely wears down now, down to the plastic. Whatever you click up is gonna work down onto your lips, you know what I'm saying? So you get the fullness of color and the thickness of hydration. But I love that color. That is so perfect dusty rose, not too rosy, a lot of neutral in it. Pairs really beautifully with the eye that we created. I mean, that was part of that whole collection. Really, I feel like as you see my face overall, I'm very fully wearing the sultry neutrals collection here because you can see that blush, the eyeshadow palette, and the lip color. Now I am wearing this other blush from the lighter collection, but it wears more like a soft highlight on me, like I was saying. Just popping up a look of me wearing the lighter collection. I believe I was still wearing the deeper blush here, but just a soft look with that. I love that lighter eyeshadow palette too. It would be really hard for me to pick a favorite, honestly, between the lighter and deeper because they both have their advantages. The lighter one feels a bit more just casual for me because with the exception of one shade, like it's just very light and simple. The Da Vinci palette that I used today, you know, has a little more depth to work with. You just go into it feeling like, okay, I'm gonna have a little bit more of a smoky, sultry look. This one just feels a bit more everyday, but the textures in both are just amazing. It's hard to choose between them. Just going through the pictures on my phone, oh, I do have another look that I did with the Da Vinci palette. Just so beautiful. I love the way these shadows blend. They just look like there's no stopping between one shade and the next, and the staying power was great too. I also tracked that. I got to about 4 in the afternoon with that look and took a picture, and it was just like all completely still there. So yeah, my friends, M Cosmetics does it again. These are all formulas really that have been out. They've done eyeshadows before. They've done these Heaven's Glow things before. They've done the lip cushions before. This is more about the colors with this collection, and I just love that they put out 2 super duper wearable collections, and you can decide for yourself. Do I like to go a bit deeper or do I like to keep it somewhat lighter? And you don't have to buy the collection as a whole. You know, you can bounce around and take what bits and pieces you like best. If you look at those eyeshadows and maybe you're thinking, well, I probably have some ways to create those same looks already in my collection. Then the blush and this lip color, they're just a dynamite duo. They're probably my top favorites outside of these. I really enjoyed these. So thank you guys so much for your time today. I hope this helped you get acquainted with a lot of great M Cosmetics products, and even doing this video, there are other things like the serum blushes, different lip colors like the lip glosses and liquid lipsticks that they make, or they call them lip clouds, but just various products that they have done that are spectacular. So it's certainly a brand to look into. It's one of my top favorite brands for sure. So thank you so much again for your time today, and I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.